Hey folks, welcome back to Challenged. You know, it's been almost 3 years since I mortgaged my house to buy stocks and then let the dividends and the interest off of those stocks pay for that mortgage. So a lot has happened with the world and basically everything at this point. And if you're thinking, Garrett, you're an idiot for doing that, let me give you a little backstory. Of course, 3 years ago, we all know what happened, but the stock market tanked right at that point, and I didn't have enough liquid cash to put in to take advantage of all of it. So I tapped into my home's equity and took out a mortgage. So I took 1/3 of my home's value, which at that point was $200,000, a 30-year fixed term loan against the house for 3.125% interest. And of course, back then, interest rates were just crazy low, and now interest rates are exceeding 6%. So I did the math at that point, and I figured, okay, to make my interest and principal payment, I need to make roughly 5.5% yield on this $200,000 to make that mortgage payment. All interest rates at that point were very low, so it's a little bit of a challenge to find different securities that I could do that with. But since the market was depressed at the time, it meant that companies' dividend yields and their interest rates, because the stocks had been beaten down at that point, were yielding better. And if I would have known better, I would have invested a heck of a lot more money in right up front. But I didn't. I just kind of trickled into the market because seems like every other downturn has a double dip. Well, this one didn't. It dipped down and then it just shot to the moon from that point on. So I was just chasing it as it was going. However, I was still able to make some really screaming buys back then, but it may have only equated to $20,000 to $30,000 of the money that I borrowed invested in those stocks. So it's been 3 years at this point, and I have been steadily putting the money into the market. And thankfully, we hit the top and we've come back down. And then, of course, inflation hit and interest rates of everything have gone up, which means that yields have gone up for everything. So let's just say there was a note with a par value of $25, like a baby bond or a preferred, and it was paying 6% interest at that point at $25. Well, because interest rates have gone up, those values, or I should call it the stock price itself, have come down. So you're able to buy them, say, for $20 a piece instead of that $25 face value. Since you're only paying $20 for a $25 par value instrument, it means that your yield is higher during the time that you own it. Plus, when and if they call that note, they're going to pay you $25. So you're going to get a return on that initial principal as well. So since interest rates have gone up, it means that a lot of those securities have come down, and I was buying. Actually, today I spent the last of the money that I have to invest into all of this, which means that I am fully invested at that point. So let's take a look at my portfolio. It consists of just regular stocks as well as preferred stocks and baby bonds, trying to get things that don't have huge fluctuations as the market goes up and down. And so this is what I have, 3 pages worth of it. So if you need a little time to take a look at what these are, go ahead and pause the video on each of these pages. So let's take a look at these numbers. So the mortgage was $200,000, but I did not get $200,000 because there were closing fees and loan fees. So I got $197,460.68. And that is what I had to invest in. But again, I didn't just dive straight into the market. So I did it over time, which meant that I was making mortgage payments during that time. And if I didn't have the dividends and the interest to cover that mortgage payment, which I didn't, it means that some of that original principal was being used to make those payments. And as I mentioned, I am 100% invested, and that comes out to $190,041.66. So it represents 96.2% of the investable funds. So over $7,000 of that was used to make those mortgage payments. But that $190,000 is kicking out $15,074.53 each year in interest and dividends. Well, my monthly payment is only $856.75. So if we divide that annual dividend that I get by 12, it actually comes out to $1,256.21 that I am getting monthly on average for this whole deal. So it means that I am covering my mortgage by 146.6%. So I'm good there. And a lot of you are going to be like, well, Garrett, you have to pay taxes on all of this. And yes, I do. And of course, the tax rate is going to be dependent upon the income that I have for a specific year. And my income, because I don't have a 9-to-5 job, fluctuates big time. And I have no idea what that's going to look like. So I don't have a way to say, I need an extra 23% of this to cover taxes. I just don't know what it's going to be until I actually do taxes. Regardless, that extra 46.6% above and beyond that mortgage payment is more than enough to cover that tax bill. So anything that I get from this point on that is not used for the mortgage or for taxes is being reinvested. So again, I have $190,000 that I have put into this, and I want to get that above that $197,000 that they actually gave me. So I'm really curious to see how long it's going to take me to get that up to that 100% level. And I don't know if it's going to happen this year or next year or when it's going to happen, but it will happen. And that's the fun part with this whole thing. Not only do I have excess coming off of this, but some of these things that I have adjust their dividend over time. And as I was going through my worksheet trying to figure out what all I actually have, I had to go through the dividend side of it too, because a lot of them raise their dividends. And that's something that we look forward to as we're going with this. Let's take a look at another couple numbers that we have. So the total portfolio value, that is all of the stocks, everything that I have, the actual value of it, plus the cash that I have, which isn't a terribly, it's not a lot. It's basically 2 months worth of mortgage payment. So there's a tiny bit of cash in there, but it's not really investable. So the portfolio value as of current is $200,641.85. But of course, I've been paying on this home loan for almost 3 years now. So it has come down to $188,805.26. So if I sold everything now, I'd be able to pay off that loan and I'd have basically my money back. But that's not what I'm going to do. I'm in this for the long haul. This is a 30-year mortgage. I'm going to keep this going for a long time. So that's what's fun about it. It's a very long-term experiment. And, you know, a bunch of people have called me totally stupid and crazy, and I love it. I love doing these types of things that are just off the wall out there. But with the way that the market has gone, so far it's a win. It's not to say that it's going to be in the future, but so far it's a win, and I'm working down that home loan every single month. Thank you guys for watching. If you wouldn't mind, hit that like button down below as well as subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Stay challenged, my friends.